Kim here, Director of Communications for the Arizona Senate Republicans, and joining me today is Senator Vince Leach from District 11. You, our entire caucus, we are in the midst of budget talks, and this is a big deal because we do have a surplus of funds to spend. Tell us a little bit about that.
Our economy for the last several years has been actually red hot. And construction business keeps up, retail sales, and what has done, retail sales tax, what that has done is just generated just a lot of money between, we have two pockets that we put it in, one-time money and ongoing, but collectively we have north of $5 million.
Wow.
$5 billion, B.
Yeah.
That are available during this this budget cycle, and that's good because there are things we have to cover, and we want to keep that up. Conversely, we've all seen what inflation is doing, and I saw a report this weekend that here in the Phoenix area we're the highest in the country, the 8.5 that is being reported. If you look across the board, it's actually 14.5. So the economy is still good. We have a significant amount of money, yet there are clouds on the horizon.
So what are some of the priorities of our members that you've kind of learned through talks?
Well, always, when you collect that much tax, I've always told the residents in LD 11, we're simply taking too much of your money.
Yeah.
So we did win on the Prop 208 and the 2.5% tax. So that's in effect. So that's giving money back. And then secondarily, we did something for businesses with the assessment ratio. And that's too convoluted to get in here, but businesses will like that. It moves it down another point over the next couple of years, and in 2027 will be down to 15% assessment ratio. That won't mean much to many people, but to those businesses, they will know exactly.
So
what
bottom line, we're giving money back to the taxpayers of Arizona through these tax cuts, and we're also doing something with debt.
We are. We have significant amount of debt. We bought back our buildings. We paid down $1 billion last year in pension debt, and we still have, believe it or not, after paying down $1 billion, we still have north of $900 million of debt in pensions. That is very expensive because our debt accrues at 7.3%. Once again, a little bit in the weeds, but we have to pay that down, get rid of that. That's a cost. That's a cost of doing business. People worked hard for their pensions, and we should have the money available for them.
Border security is also a big issue because the federal government isn't really doing anything. So now it's up to our state to kind of fix that mess. This is something we'll be investing in as well? It
is. We're looking at that carefully. It was a discussion yesterday in the Senate, and we've discussed it with the House as we prepare in the negotiations to work out all the ifs, ands, and buts of the budget. But we want to put in, the Senate wants to put in a significant amount of money. And what is significant? Well, north of certainly 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, maybe more, depending on what the actual numbers come out to. We have got to grab a hold of this. There are certain issues that we've got to take care of. One is the economy. Number two is border. And number three is homeless. Border is, we've got to step up and do the things that we can do. We can build the wall, for example, on our property, on state lands. There's some areas where we can't build a wall. That has to be under consideration. We've got to stop the drug trafficking. We've got to stop the people trafficking and just the illegals coming across the border and taxing our economy in various ways.
We're going to be spending money on infrastructure as well.
We are. We just passed out the other day in the House $400 million package. For those of you that are driving I-10 south of Phoenix going to Tucson, we finally have passed a $400 million package to make that 3 lanes each way and take care of that really, really terrible bridge that slows down traffic. That is a big move. I expect that the governor will sign that. I believe he's going to sign that bill tomorrow, and we will be able to pull down that $400 million package. We'll be able to pull down another $300 million from the federal government. That puts the construction we can start in 23, which is really, really good news.
Are there any raises up for consideration? Maybe some of our state employees?
We're looking at raises for our prisons. Working in a prison, let's face it, is not the most fun to be. And so we have to be creative in hiring and then retaining people in that industry, and also for Department of Public Safety. I back the blue. I'm part of a back the blue team. But it's difficult when the press and some in the public are saying we should do away with the police force. You have young people looking at the police force and say, is that really where I want to go? And then obviously you have the safety issue of going out and being exposed. Those are fantastic people that run towards danger when most of us run away.
There's also been talks about potentially helping those that care for the developmentally disabled population as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've done a little bit every year trying to keep up. One of the pressures that we have in that particular area, and we need to help those that need the most help, that can't care for themselves. Minimum wage, there you go. Minimum wage is where I was going. When that was passed, that because these people are not employed by the state, but our contract with the federal government is such that they're considered state employees, that they're moving up. Well, then you become in competition with other groups. And so it's a difficult job, very difficult job working with that clientele, and people can go somewhere else and make more money or just as much money. So we've got to do something to catch up with that and bring those people into that industry.
At the end of the day, we have to have a budget that the House agrees on, the Senate agrees on, the governor agrees on. When do you think that might come to fruition?
If I had that crystal ball in my hand, I would tell you. I would think, I'm thinking 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking 3 weeks. If everything goes well. We're working together with the House and Senate this week. I mean, there's been talk about maybe trying to have that put together by Friday. I don't know if that'll happen or not. That's a goal. You should have a goal and work to hit that goal. And then we start negotiations with the governor. And all the time that this is going on, obviously we're talking with members to keep them informed of where the budget is and where their particular asks are in the budget.
One of the elements we didn't talk about, but I'm sure will be a big issue, is education funding as well. But as you navigate this process with the other members, I know you're going to keep us updated on the budget. And so we're hoping we get it done in 3 weeks. But if not, we won't hold you to that.
We'll get it done when we get it done. We'll get it done, as the saying goes, when we have 36 or 31, 16, and 1.
All right.
The magic numbers in the House, the Senate, and obviously the governor's office.
Senator Vince Leach, thank you for the update on the budget.